Well, today I'd like to take you out in the woods with a friend of mine, Gary Hutchinson, a traditional shooter. He builds his own recurves and longbows, and we're down at his hunting camp in southern Iowa, and I'd like to take you along. This is for you, Jan, an old H farmall. Anyhow, this is Gary's cabin, and he's been down here for at least 20 years. And a traditional shooter, and like I say, he enjoys making his own longbows and recurves, and quite a master at that. Let's go on inside. A beautiful cabin, got electricity, the whole 9 yards. This is Gary on the right, and Grant Poindexter on the left. Gary Hutchinson. What a beautiful cabin. I just had to share this with you people. For you young people with high dreams and expectations, this is your goal. This man was a union carpenter, wasn't you, Gary?
Yeah, carpenter and then a superintendent for bridles.
Yeah, for many years, and now he enjoys his sanity and his health, and him and Grant have been best of friends for probably 50 years, and both of them build traditional bows. You don't have a bow that you built down here, do you?
No, I don't.
Well, I know he built some really craftsmanship bows, but what a beautiful cabin. I mean, this is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's what I did is the walls are 8 foot tall. And what I did is I laid a course of block on the slab, and so then it goes up to 8'8", and then I dropped down like a foot here and put this loft in, and then I put a 7/12 pitch roof. That way when you're in the loft, when you get out of bed, you can stand up to put your pants on.
Oh, that's pretty cool, because in mine you stand up and you get a headache.
Yeah, you get a headache. So that way you can stand up. And then the stairs, they're not really kosher for like in a house. It's basically a ladder. It's a glorified ladder is what it is, because the treads are supposed to be, the risers are supposed to be 7-8 inches, and they may be a little bit more than that. But
this video also helpful for a good friend of mine, Bill Dixon. He's in northeastern Iowa, and he's starting his off-the-grid cabin project. And now we're up in the loft. He's got his fan. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful place.
And you got 4 bunks up there.
Yeah.
I sleep 5 people.
Yeah, there's 4 nice beds.
I built the beds. I just went and bought 4 mattresses and threw twin mattresses and threw on there.
Wow.
And they work pretty good.
What a hunting cabin.
It spoils you. You can get up in the morning and walk out 100 yards and climb up in the tree stand.
Yeah. The advantage of being an old man.
There's advantages. It does have some advantages.
And here we are on Wednesday. We're not on the golf course. We're out in the timber. It was like 47 degrees this morning, and no mosquitoes. I didn't have a mosquito over the place. But
to us two, every day is Saturday.
Yeah.
And I got a little bathroom in here. I don't have water run into it, but I will put. I've got water at the gate. This is
wow.
There's a shower there. That's an incinerating toilet.
An incinerating toilet?
Yeah. You put this in
burn shit?
Yeah, it burns shit. You put this.
Never heard of such a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, some people think their shit's hot already.
Well, you come here and it's really hot.
And that burns it, huh?
Put that in there. And that holds urine and waste.
And then you light it?
And then you push this pedal and these doors open up. These are doors right here. They open up and it goes down and falls into a pan. And there's a pan.
What's it smell like?
It just burns it and it takes it out. It's an exhaust fan.
Wow.
And it's 220 volts, and it burns it, and it'll run for, that way you don't have to have a septic system.
Bill Dixon, did you hear that? There's your solution. Where do you get them at, Gary?
Well, being in construction, we did a lot of work for US West. And they had all these towers up before they had cell phone towers. Mm-hmm. And when their men would go out to work on these cell phone towers, they had to have a place to go to the bathroom. So Quest installed these incinerating toilets in every place where they had a tower. Well, then when cell phones come around, they did away with all the cell phone towers. So they tore down the cell phone tower, so they had to go out there and gut the toilet. And there was generators and toilets, and Central Iowa Heating and Cooling, they demoed all the stuff out, and they gave me that toilet.
But you could still buy that?
You still buy it, but it's about a $3,000 unit.
Well, that's still cheap. Some with the logistics and stuff of putting in laterals and
yeah.
But it's about $3,000 for an incendiary toilet.
Yep.
I never heard of such a thing, and I'm just glad that it came down. Right there is something. I'll go to bed knowing something more than I woke up with. For you people that think your shit don't stink, you know, that's what that vent's for.
Well, I used to have an apartment-side stove, and it had a pilot light.
Okay.
And the damn thing would use so much propane.
Right.
Well, I went and bought this, and it's electronic ignition.
So it's electronic stove?
It ignites.
No, it just ignites without a pilot light.
Without the pilot light.
Yeah, so you don't have to have a pilot light, so I never have to shut my propane off.
Cool.
You know, you just turn it, and it click, 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 and it lights. And it saves on a lot of propane.
Yeah, that's what my stove is. It's got that you can shut it off.
Yeah.
At the tank, and then turn it on, and then push the button, and it'll ignite it.
Yeah.
All this, everything here. The only thing I had to buy was the 2x6s, the T111, and the metal on the roof. And this is cedar. This is rough sawn cedar that's been, well, it's eastern red cedar, like you'd have a cedar box, a jewelry box.
Yeah.
And it's 1 inch thick.
1 inch? Wow.
It's 1 inch thick, and it's all on that whole wall. And then it's wainscoting here. Nice. And then these kitchen cabinets, we demoed a bank on Southwest 9th. And those were the cabinets that were in, there was 2 bathrooms. Those are 2 sets of bathroom cabinets. I put them together and made a kitchen cabinet. And then this countertop is a 2-foot solid core door.
Huh. And you did all the carpentry work yourself?
I did all the carpentry work.
Wow. That says something about this. I'll tell you what, this man, you can look, a 1 inch thick cedar wall. Can you imagine what that siding weighed picking that up? And then I've got to do a video on some of his handcrafted longbows and recurves, because they are out of this world. But this will give you an example of his craftsmanship. How long were you were in the union for over 30 years, weren't you?
Yeah, over 30 years, retired from the union.
Wow.
And then also this place being down here, this is an alarm system.
Oh, that's real nice.
That's an alarm system.
Yeah.
When I fire that up, flip that switch on, flip that switch on, if somebody hits the wall,
boom,
messes with the door, a siren goes off.
Yeah. I tell you,
So I don't have any problem with people up here messing around.
well, you've been down here for over 20 years now, haven't you?
20 years, I don't ever have any problems down here.
It's just, I just wanted to share this video and this luxury, the labor immense what this man did out here in southern Iowa, hardwood timbers, is amazing. And to create this, it just didn't drop in here by itself. It was all hand built.
The antlers up there, the mounted, those are head downers, but the one clear up the top, it's got cobwebs all over it. That one there, I found it.
Wow.
Found it over by Creston when I was pheasant hunting. And the one to the right, I found it over by Villisca when I was deer hunting with some buddies of mine. Then the two small ones that are painted up like Indian, I shot that little one. And then the other one over there, I found it on, was painted up like Kiss, or like like Kiss.
Yeah.
It's I found it here.
Wow. It's just the romance in this room. You know, folks, I keep telling you, it's all about killing. Just being out here.
You guys want water or something?
I'll take a water. Sure.
And to be with these fellow bow hunters and traditional hunters at that. They've been traditional longbow recurve shooters their entire lives. And it's just so, yeah.
Diet Pepsi?
Yeah.
It's caffeine free.
And I just, like I say, I really enjoy showing this for my friend Bill Dixon up in northeast Iowa because he's just in the infancy. But that, what did you call that toilet again? A thermal?
It's a incinerating toilet.
An incinerating toilet.
Yeah.
You know, they could use some of that in Washington. Because of the bullshit that's coming out of there, they could really get a blaze going. It'd make a volcano look small.
That's right.
Just a beautiful place, and he's got his wood-burning stove and his brick wall behind it. It just...
This is the outside, my picnic table out here, and then it's 80 yards from this picnic table down to a dirt butt I have down here. So we shoot 22s, and if you want to sight in your shotgun or your muzzle loader, you can set on and bench rest on that picnic table. And it's pretty heavy duty picnic tables because I got some heavy duty, otherwise it will fall down. I'm kind of heavy duty.
Heavy duty friends, heavy duty yard table, yard furniture. And you know, you got to take that in consideration seriously, because if some guy comes down and he sits and something collapsed on him, you know, you could.
Insurance.
Yeah.
I don't need my insurance.
Yeah.
You can see here.
What's the pop bottles?
Those are bee traps for carpenter bees.
Yeah.
Oh.
They ate my fascia off. Is what they do is they bore a hole in and then they go up and they lay eggs, and then the carpenter bees come out. They nest in there. And so I took the fascia board off, and then I built these traps. And those traps, you can see those little holes right up there in that box. If they can find a hole already, they'll go in that hole. And they go in the hole, and then they go to the light and they come down and they get trapped in the bottle.
Huh.
And I put those on, and then I caught all kinds of carpenter bees.
Well,
that way I don't have to spray bugs and stuff like that.
That's pretty unique. I mean, like I said, my channel is a learning channel, and I'm learning right along with you subscribers right now. Bee traps, that's something.
You can look up on the internet. That's how I found out how to battle them. I've got squirrels been climbing up and chewing on here. I've got in the peak of the roof, there's a void. It's metal roof, and there's a little void up there about 3 inches tall, and the flying squirrels live in the peak of that roof.
Wow.
And they come out at night. You'll hear them. You don't really hear them at night, during the night, because they're not there. They're nocturnal. But in the morning, if you sit there, you'll hear them. They'll be scurrying. They come in, they land, they'll fly out of these trees, and they'll hit the side of the cabin, and they'll get in there, and they live in there. Well, then on the outside, I've got bobcats here. If you come over here, there's bobcat tracks, claw marks. See them all on the side of this?
Huh.
Where they're climbing.
Try to get this
through? They're climbing the side of this deal, and then see them up on the fascia.
Yeah.
They get up on the fascia and they get up on the roof, and they're trying to get in. They're trying to get in to get at those flying squirrels.
Yeah, you can really see the claw marks right there.
From bobcats.
Huh. Wow. You know, it's always something, some critter or some weed or something trying to take over your space, but it looks like you're pretty leaving a small footprint here. You know, I mean, highly unobtrusive. What a beautiful place. I just had to share this with you people that are that have off the grid or cabins, hunting cabins, and there is a real good thing. That electrical pole right there.
Yeah,
That really, I don't have that at my place, and they told me it would be somewhere around 45,000 to 50,000 to get that there. And
well, I put this in. I asked the guy, what's it going to cost me? Because they told me at that time they could go down the road a quarter of a mile for free, or they could go off the road a quarter of a mile for free. Well, the power stopped a half a mile up the road. And I told him, I says, well, let's do it. Whatever it costs, let's do it. And it took him about a year. And I called him up and I said, did you forget about me? He says, no. He said, I didn't forget about you. And pretty soon they showed up and they run the power up here and set the pole and all this and that. I got a bill for like $380. I was loving that.
oh yeah. Oh my God. I got is that guy still around?
He's long gone.
Because I went down there and the guy come out, you know, Clark Power Electric, and yeah, it's going to cost 40,000. And we got to clear 40-foot right away, and it was over $50,000. And I thought, well, generator. Ellis, but yeah, and I mean, that pole right there is a blessing, because you don't have to watch TV, but it's nice to have that refrigerator and stuff.
That refrigerator running and have that electronic ignition in your stove to start your stove, and a microwave. That's, you know, that microwave gets used a lot. And then you plug the TV in, and the middle part of the day, you know, when you're down here hunting, you hunt till 10 o'clock or noon or something, then you come back and you can watch a football game till about 3 o'clock, and then zing, back out in the woods.
Oh man, this is a beautiful, beautiful piece of land. And like I said, I'm doing this interview with Gary Hutchinson solely for the benefit of you people that are thinking about off the grid, or some of you like Bill Dixon that's in the process. And I know you was looking for a toilet facility, and like I said, I didn't know they had toilets
They
that
actually have composting toilets also.
composting.
They compost. You put it, it goes down. You have to have an area underneath, like if you have like the cabins up in Canada, they raise them up off the ground 3 foot, and then they have a composting toilet in there, and it goes through the floor, and they have a containment system below it, and then ever so often they have to, it turns to compost. They take the compost out and they spread it out in the timber.
Yeah, I never could quite figure out when they came up. They had so many rules and regulations on putting an outside toilet in my place that I went with the Kaibo, and I explained to the guy, I said, there's 100 cows sitting on the ground daily. Yeah. How much could a human possibly put to taint the environment? But that's
3,000 hogs about a mile down the road. 3,000 hogs, and they take all that sewage and they put it in tanks.
Yeah.
And they knife it into the soil for fertilizer and grow corn.
Yeah.
But one family can't use an outside toilet.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean,
it's crazy. Go down and check some trail cameras.
This is one thing that I lack. This man was a superintendent for an outstanding union-ran company in Des Moines. He's very literate. He's computer savvy. Where I'm, without Deb, I would be me and this man here would be sending smoke signals to ourselves.
It's this good, people, for me and Don.
Yeah.
A flip phone. That's all we can do is a flip phone. And we can only answer it.
And see, if they don't like my flip phone, they won't like that either. But that's our generation. But Gary's the educated one here.
And then you can store all your pictures on there. So you can categorize them. You
Yeah.
can put a chip in there for like 2016,
Yeah.
2017. You can, and that computer has enough memory. I mean, you could hold 20 years of pictures off your trail camera. That's all that's designated for. Is all that's for is trail. That's all I have on here is trail camera stuff on this.
Well, what high school kids got to do, they've got to take those to the parties that they go to,
Yeah.
so that they can document what went on at the party in their drinking day.
Exactly.
So they don't have to recall it on their memory. They can just bring it up. Yeah, but
My food plot.
we're down here with Gary, and this is an unexpected thrill. And when I say that, I really mean that. To go with a man of this character and to share this property and his labor.
This tractor and that brush hog cleared all these trails. Cleared the top of this.
Wow.
That tractor and that brush hog.
Well, that wasn't yesterday, right? Well, what happened to the tractor? I mean, what?
I parked it there and I bought a different tractor.
Oh, so it ran when you parked it there?
It ran when I parked it there. I don't know if it runs now or not. Look at the tires. They're about rotted off of it.
That's just from the sun, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sitting out in the weather.
Wow.
I'll clear this
And basically what this topographical of this ground, this is at the top of the ridge. This is the ridge, then it falls off both ways. So this is an excellent travel corridor. And you can see the cabin there in the background, so you could basically sit there and glass from that window and never have all kinds of enjoyment and never even have to leave the comfort of your cabin.